rain delay of exactly 1 hour and 1 minute. Boy, Jeannie and Kevin and EK certainly have earned their pay today with a look back on the day at Major League Baseball as we waited out a rain delay. But Albert Pujols is responsible for our most recent run, and it's the Gillette Fusion Phantom drive of the game. The third of 3 solo shots for St. Louis. This one tightened it up to the not-so-comfortable 5-3 advantage that the Cubs enjoy. Your game summary: in this series, 10 of the 11 runs that have scored have come via the home run, including the grand slam today by Darrell Ward. Teams have combined for 4 home runs, 3 errors, and today's starting pitching matchup, which seems like a thing of the very distant past, was Anthony Reyes, giving up 5 runs over 6 innings, and Sean Marshall leaving with an advantage that the Cubs still hope will hold up here today. So back here at Wrigley Field alongside Joe Girardi, Matt Vasgersian, the question remains, Joe, in a game that means a lot for both teams in the ever-changing dynamic in the National League Central, play resumes with 2 out and a runner aboard. Cubs are 4 outs away from taking the first 2 games of the series. How do things change in the last hour and 1 minute? Well, Duncan was at the plate, and instead of bringing Bobby Howry and asking him to warm up again after an hour delay, they'll bring in their new left-hander, Carmen Pignatello, a Chicago native who got called up early this week and has been here for a few days. Got his first appearance on Thursday here. And he'll come in and he'll get 1 hitter. His job is to get Chris Duncan out, and then they'll probably go to Ryan Dempster, the closer. So it changes the pitching matchup a little bit. The Reds and Brewers are underway, as Jeannie just showed us. The Gabe Gross 3-run home run has Milwaukee out to an early advantage. For the first time since April of this year, the Brewers are anywhere but first place in the division. And if you're joining us really late today, as we told you when we went on the air, Chicago has sole possession of first place for the first time since the 2004 campaign, when they had a 1-game lead over the Houston Astros. So this 3-horse race in the Central has taken a rather interesting turn as we are ready to resume play after our second rain delay this afternoon. Take a quick look at the Cardinals' Avidart in-game box score. Solo home runs by Albert Pujols, Juan Encarnacion, and the rookie Brendan Ryan. Ryan's being the second of the 3. 5-3 the score. And with Juan Encarnacion aboard at first base and 2 gone, we'll see who in fact steps up to finish this plate appearance. It will be Chris Duncan, as you'd expect. But as Joe mentioned, a new pitcher on the mound, the local guy from nearby New Lenox, Illinois, Carmen Pignatello. Made his Major League debut on August 5th. A guy who spent some time on the disabled list. He was activated on August 3rd after a rehab stint with Rookie League Mesa, Single A Peoria, and Double A Tennessee. And he inherits a rather big situation here late tonight. But he also inherits a 1-2 count, and he's probably going to come in and probably throw a first pitch breaking ball. He's got somewhat of a sweeping breaking ball that is tough on left-handed hitters, and he's in the game. And his first appearance came on Thursday against the Cincinnati Reds, and he had his family in the stands. It was quite a moment for them. And now he's asked to get a big out. 2 outs here in the inning. Pignatello inherits the 1-2 count, left behind by Bob Howry. Again, a runner at first with 2 gone. After the rain, we are once again underway, and that'll finish the inning. Breaking ball on the inside corner, and we'll duck away for a commercial. Someone tell Kevin Kennedy to start rapping back in the studio. Awesome. That was good TV there. That's a tough outing. Well, yeah, it was at 7:05. What about you? Is it really? Well, mine got pushed back 15 minutes.
It's at 7:20.
Speak for yourself there, boy. Is sponsored by Flomax, by Sprint, and by Midas. Midas maintenance means better gas mileage. Be smart, be safe, trust the Midas touch. Well, St. Louis goes to the bullpen after the rain delay. Some of the faithful still sticking it out here at Wrigley Field. In fact, dare I say, Cubs Cardinals in Chicago would have more people sticking through a rain delay than maybe any other matchup in baseball.
Sticking through 2 rain delays. Had one to start the game, and both of them about an hour. The game's actually been played fairly quickly.
Right-hander Brad Thompson takes over on the mound for St. Louis. He draws the 2-3-4 Chicago batters, and on the first pitch, Jock Jones bounces it to Pujols. There's one away for Thompson. Pepsi, the official soft drink of Major League Baseball, is proud to present the clutch performer of the game. We go back to yesterday's game, and Jock Jones, outstanding performance on both sides of the scorecard. A great 5th inning play in center field. And then in the last of the 6th, the 2-run home run against Brayton Looper that would give the Cubs the lead and eventually the win in the series opener. To learn more about the Pepsi Clutch Performance Award and sweepstakes, visit PepsiClutch.com. Derek Lee enjoyed the time against Anthony Reyes. 3 for 3 against the St. Louis starter today. Two balls and a strike to Derek Lee. Brad Thompson, the 3rd Cardinal pitcher used today, as Lee sends a fly ball to center for So Taguchi. In case you're just joining us, the Cubs in-game box score, it shows you who did the damage in that 5-run bottom half of the 3rd. It's an RBI single by Derek Lee and then a grand slam by Darrell Ward.
So you have to go back to that 3rd inning. Jock Jones hit a hard ground ball to the right of Brendan Ryan, which had a chance to be a double play ball, and he did not turn it. He knocked it down and then flipped it to Eckstein, and they were only able to get 1 out. Derek Lee comes up with an RBI single. Ramirez walks, and then the grand slam by Darrell Ward. Different game if they turn that double play.
Another fly ball for Taguchi. Cardinals have one last chance. We go to the top of the 9th inning with Chicago up by 2. to close out their second straight victory to open this 4-game series. They've handed the ball to their closer. Ryan Dempster earned the save with a perfect 9th inning yesterday. And here we go, top of the 9th inning, what is technically tonight.
Ryan Dempster's numbers, you look at the ERA is okay. Saves been pretty good. Has had some rib cage problems. The one number that concerns you a little bit is the walks. The 24 walks in 46 innings.
Yadier Molina slices a 1-0 pitch foul. The ball and a strike to Molina, who is 1 for 3 for the afternoon. Well, each of Ryan Dempster's last 2 saves, each of his last 2 save opportunities have come at the Cardinals' expense, yesterday and then back on July 24th at Busch. On a broken bat, it's hit on the ground to third. Ramirez is up, and Molina's thrown out. Good play by Derek Lee on the receiving end.
Ramos Ramirez ranges beyond the bag, sets his feet, throws it somewhat 3/4. Derek Lee has to come off the bag, but has the sense to make the tag. Gets Yadier Molina for the first out, and that's one thing that goes unnoticed a little bit about a Ramos Ramirez game. He's a very good defensive third baseman, and I know that wasn't a great throw, but day in and day out, he makes a lot of very good plays.
The switch hitter, Aaron Miles, is the pinch hitter with 1 gone. The 1-0 home to the former Rocky. Sliced into the stands out of play. A ball and 2 strikes to Aaron Miles. Producer at today's game at Wrigley is Jeff Gowen. Directed by John Moore. Associate director is Eric Billigmeyer. The broadcast associate is Yvonne Wagner. Our technical producer is Craig Marlowe. And our technical director is Scott Daly.
Okay, the good split finger by Ryan Dempster there. The ball comes up, looks like a fastball, and it goes from the knees to the toes. Late break. Miles has got it to a 2-2 count. We talked about Dempster. Sometimes he tends to walk a few people. Miles is doing whatever he can to get on base, and he has played very well for the Cardinals second half of the season.
Brendan Ryan, the on-deck hitter, he is one of the 3 Cardinals to have homered today, the 2-2 home. And Miles grounds it to second. DeRosa gets him, and there are 2 away. This afternoon, Chevy player of the game is Darrell Ward. His 3rd inning grand slam gives him honors, and in recognition of his outstanding afternoon, Chevy will make a $1,000 contribution to Major League Baseball charities, Chevy and American Revolution.
That's a bad feeling a lot of times when you're a catcher. You saw Yadier Molina drop his head, hit the dirt twice. You know that you just made a huge mistake, and you just kind of want to try to grab the ball before they actually hit it.
Brendan Ryan is the last hope for St. Louis today. Strike 1 from Ryan Dempster. The Cubs are on the verge of claiming their 7th victory in 10 tries against the reigning World Series champs. Sean Marshall's in line for the victory today. That would even up his 0-7 slate at 6-6.
I like what Ryan Dempster did there. The first breaking ball that he threw just to get me over slider to get ahead in the count, and then they tried to go down and away a better pitch, and he missed. And here's another one, and now you'll see him try to expand the zone now that he's ahead in the count again.
And the Cardinals are down to their final strike. Don't look now, Milwaukee. Here come the Cubbies. Tapper to shortstop. Ontario's got him, and the Cubs have taken their second in a row to start this 4-game series with rivals St. Louis. Final score this afternoon / tonight. Chicago wins it 5-3. For more information on today's game and for the latest information on Major League Baseball, log on to foxsports.com, powered by MSN. Thursday night on Fox, NFL preseason action continues, featuring our new announced team of Kenny Albert, Daryl Johnston, and Tony Siragusa. They'll handle play-by-play as the Jaguars face Brett Favre and the Packers Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 Central. Next week on Fox Saturday Baseball, regional action. Dodgers and Mets in New York, or the Red Sox take on the White Sox on the south side. Coverage starts at 3:30 p.m. Eastern, 2:30 Central, 12:30 Pacific. Check your local listings for the game and time in your area. Promotional consideration this afternoon provided by
Cubs looking to maintain their spot atop of the NL Central as they continue a 4-game series with the Cardinals at Wrigley Field. Left-hander Sean Marshall tried to avoid losing his third straight decision for Chicago and post his first victory at home since June 13th. St. Louis countered with right-hander Anthony Reyes, who looked to win back-to-back starts for the first time in over a year. The Redbirds let early scoring opportunities slip away. In the first, with 2 on and 1 out, Marshall induced Juan Encarnacion to ground into a 6-4-3 double play to escape the jam. Then in the second, with 2 outs and runners on second and third, Brendan Ryan flied out to center, leaving both of his teammates stranded. In the third, Derek Lee showed the Cardinals how to execute by ripping a run-scoring single to right. Jason Kendall raced home from third, and the Cubs took control 1-0. Lee went 3 for 4 on the day. After Reyes issued a 2-out walk to Aramis Ramirez, the bases were loaded for Darrell Ward.
Ward with 2 gone. And Ward sends a drive deep to left center field. Taguchi back, looking up, and that one is gone!
Ward cleaned house in grand fashion. His first statement of the year capped a 5-run outburst for the Cubbies. In the fourth, Encarnacion made up for his earlier missed opportunity with a leadoff big bang to left. Number 8 on the year put St. Louis on the board 5-1. In the fifth, Ryan continued the power surge with another solo jack out of the park and left. His fourth of the season trimmed the deficit to 3-5-2. In the sixth, Albert Pujols chased Marshall back to the dugout with a leadoff base hit to left. Marshall gave up 2 runs and 5 hits over 5+ frames. Later in the inning, with 1 out and runners on the corners, reliever Carlos Marmol threw a wild pitch. As Kendall tracked it down off the wall, Pujols charged towards home, but Marmol's tag was in time to keep St. Louis off the board. Chris Duncan struck out swinging to end the inning. Reyes settled down after a shaky start. He allowed 5 runs and 4 hits over 6 innings of work. In the 8th, Pujols chose the best method to arrive home safely.
Giving this one a ride to left center field. There's one more.
Pujols became the third Redbird to play long ball. He watched his 27th homer of the year sail over the wall in left center, and the Cardinals moved within 2-5-3. The start of the game was delayed by rain, and later in the 8th, Mother Nature came calling once again. But after another hour, 5-minute pause in the action, St. Louis couldn't continue its rally. Ryan Dempster tossed a 1-2-3 ninth for his 19th save, and Marshall evened his record at 6 up and 6 down, as Chicago topped St. Louis 5-3 the final. For MLB.com, I'm Lance Meadow.